Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Living Lands podcast, where I have with me my guys, George. How you?
Hey,
George,
Evie.
how you doing?
Well, it's been a great week, Ibs. The sun's been shining, the birds are singing, and we're living independently.
Ah, that's great, George. Living independently, and so what that is like, we'll be covering it these podcasts. So, George, tell us a bit about living independently and what that's about for people with disability.
It means a lot of things for lots of people, but independently is living within your capacity and your own needs. For many of us with disabilities, we need support to live in the community. I remember leaving home, about 35 years ago.
Ah.
And it's been a wonderful journey, but it's had its times, you miss your family, you miss all that ongoing informal support. But life goes on and we grow and mature, and we reach a moment in our life where we're quite happy where we are. What about you, Ibby? I see that you've taken the big step.
That's right, George. I've taken the big step. So yeah, I am in the transition of moving out of home and living in an apartment. And so, look, at first I was a bit nervous. I was a bit scared, frightened, because there are many factors that come into play. When a person with disability decides that they want to take the next step and live independently, you got society, attitudes, but also you got cultural attitudes.
That's
And
it.
when you talk about living independently, people assume that you're gonna live on your own, live away from everyone, and that's not the case. That's not the case. People need to be educated.
You're right, Ibs. And you're right about culture. I was born in a Lebanese background, like yourself. And when I left home, my my dearly mother, who has passed away, she was really scared for me, and she was kind of hurt because the one that she thought would stay with her all his life was actually making a move. But I made the transition because I could see they were getting older, my parents, and they needed to feel like I can be looked after and live freely. So culture plays a big one. It tugs on many heartstrings.
It
But
sure
yeah,
does.
you're right. Attitudes have got to change. Attitudes out there. We want to live in the community safely, freely, and live in a way of our choice and our freedom. And unfortunately, what's out there is a lot of barriers, Ibby. And do you find that in life?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of barriers for everything for people with disability. There's always barriers that we need to overcome. We got layers, George. We got layers.
Yeah,
Whenever we do something, we gotta do the extra research. Go the extra mile to make sure that people with disability are supported.
yeah, and we've got to really dig deep within ourselves because we need to stay in contact and in in the process, involved in the process, because our lives are our choices. And we can choose to live a good life freely, or we can choose not to. And I think for those who choose not to, it's very sad. Where we, like yourself, Ibby, we love to enjoy life, you know.
That's right.
And I think a part of our living independently is to find that valuable asset to us to live in a way that brings us together and puts us in community and gives us a voice, gives us a choice, and helps us to be an active member of our own lives.
Be in control. No,
Yeah.
that's well said, George, and I agree with that. Because when I decided to take that extra, the next step, sorry, towards living independently, it was, look, a lot of questions were asked. You know, what if scenarios came to my mind? I've had this thought for a very long time. But like you said, there were cultural, barriers that
Mm.
got in the way, but also family barriers as well. I am a sibling who also has a disability. I'm talking about my sister. She's a person with disability, and so I thought to myself, am I being selfish if I do leave the family home and I leave her behind? And so, look, yeah, things like that come to play. But I had to take the next step because this is, like I said, my life. I choose the way that I want to live it. You know, I'm in control. I have a voice. I got choice. And so I got to utilize that.
Yeah.
And so everyone with a disability needs to understand that this is their life. Nobody can control the way that you live, the choices that you make. You know, we need to, be able to live freely. Not just as a result of disability, but as a human being.
Yeah, you're right, Evie. I totally agree with you there. And I think the what if factors, I just want to touch on that. People who live by the what if factors never do anything or achieve anything. Every day of our lives, we've got to take risks. We've got to go out. We go out to work. We go out to play. We go out to socialise.
Exactly.
There's risks, but we don't shy away from them because we don't want to be isolated, living in our own world, and therefore be so fearful that we can't make decisions based on freedom. And like you, Ibby, I come from a family of 8 siblings. It's, and yeah, it was hard. I kept being reminded by the 7 of them, George, you have a disability. I'm like, seriously, guys,
Oh, no.
I know. Like, stop telling me. Like, get over it. I have, and I think we've got to just get over the fact that there are some things in life we can't do.
Yeah.
And if we're smart enough, we can get the support around us so we can do them. And this will give us that capacity to live freely in the community.
Yeah, no, that's true. But for me, George, I actually just got the 2 siblings. Um, look, I guess that they're amazing in terms of supporting me, with the decision. Uh, but I was going to be out there and say I was a bit cheeky. So I decided to take the step and then consult them. So I took the step and then I told them of the news. At first they were a bit, on the ropes. They did get a bit emotional. But over time they slowly started to get used to the idea.
Yeah.
And they've been great support on my family. But then comes the external family where you tell them, this is happening and such. And me from my Lebanese background, then that's when the questions are asked. My question is, who's going to take care of him?
Yeah, I know. It's funny. But fortunately today, Ivy, we got the NDIS. They can support us with funding care supports to enable us to live freely.
Yep.
We can manage this ourselves. We can have somebody coordinate that for us. But we still have this choice. And we remember that. We need to remember that. That we have the choice over who supports us.
Yep.
We have to be comfortable with them. They have to develop trust with us. And I suppose overall, Ibby, this has been a really interesting conversation with you today, as this is a huge factor in our lives. So what we're going to offer all our listeners out there, we're running a 4-part series. A 4-part series about living independently. And today was our first part. So on behalf of Solution Ideas, from Ivy,
Yes.
myself, and all our crew, we thank you for joining us. Keep your eye out for Solution Ideas. We are here to make a change. We are here to stand up for the rights of people with disabilities. And more importantly, we value everyone, because everyone to us is important. So, from me, I'll catch you next week.
And myself as well. We'll see you next week. Goodbye for now.
Thank you.